Hi, my name is Diane Labella, and I will be presenting my famous estates project on the estate of Orenthal O.J. Simpson. Orenthal O.J. Simpson was born on July 9th, 1947, and he died on April 10th, 2024. His case highlights an example of a creditor's claim after death, which I will get into later on in this video. A brief background. Simpson grew up in San Francisco. Although he had a difficult childhood, O.J. Simpson was known for his NFL football career. He received the Heisman Trophy and was considered one of the greatest running backs. He was drawn into the spotlight for being on trial for the murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown, and her friend Ron Goldman in 1995. The LA district attorneys emphasized domestic violence as a motive for the murders. He had a strong legal defense team that was called the Dream Team, who included the Kardashians' late father, Robert Kardashian. The criminal trial lasted for about 8 months, and he was acquitted for both murders because the defense was able to cast reasonable doubt on the integrity of the investigation and evidence to the jury. However, in 1997, a civil jury found O.J. Simpson liable for the wrongful deaths in a civil action by the families of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. He was released from prison in 2017, only serving 9 years of his 33-year sentence. His death. O.J. Simpson died at the age of 76 from prostate cancer in 2024. He left behind his 5 children, and he died with a valid will. His estate. O.J. directed his property into a revocable living trust named Orenthal Simpson Revocable Living Trust. His attorney, Malcolm Laverne, was named executor. In the event he wasn't able to serve, O.J. Simpson named his son, Justin Simpson, as successor. His 4 children were listed as beneficiaries to his will. All property was placed in the living trust. A no contest clause was added to the will whereby any beneficiary or other person who challenged the will and loses will forfeit the inheritance and receive only $1. Legal issues regarding the estate. Aside from being acquitted in the criminal trial, he faced a civil lawsuit which lasted for about 4.5 months. A civil court found Simpson liable for the deaths of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman in 1997. For the judgment, he was ordered to pay $33.5 million in damages to the families. It was later found that he was not making payments on the judgment for years. Fred Goldman, Ron Goldman's father, filed a creditor's claim against the Simpson estate upon his death in 2024. Recently, the state agreed to pay $58 million to settle the judgment, but it's not clear if that amount can be satisfied. So the issues remaining are possible IRS claims and the calculation of accumulated interest spanning over 30 years on the judgment. Lessons learned. This case highlights the importance of consulting with an estate planning firm, having a valid will and estate planning documents, having a trustworthy executor to manage your estate, including interim or no contest clause in your will. Make sure the trust is properly funded. Make sure the debts are paid on time. So in this case, O.J. Simpson successfully had his estate planning documents properly put together by his attorney. However, because of the judgment and unpaid payments for 30 years, this judgment will significantly drain the estate because he would have to settle the debts first before the beneficiaries can be paid. So this really emphasizes the importance of making sure that you pay your debts. And it's known that he had different properties in different states, so different jurisdictions and different issues will come up after death. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching.